Well, since I don't have communication devices to any of those two butt faces.
Hey, you don't know I'm here. I'm hiding.
Yeah.
That's true. You don't know Darren's. You have no idea Darren's there.
That is literally what Darren's doing right now. It's got like a fake newspaper. It's great.
Maybe she will actually try to use her cloak, but that's I've tried to beat a heroic, I think. So that's 30 plus roll.
But in
Yeah.
story, like you would try to blend in a crowd of people. I mean, not blend in, but to disappear in a crowd of people. Wouldn't
Yeah.
that rouse suspicion?
Probably would.
She
If
wouldn't.
she-
Be... Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
As a human, you probably are the one that has the easiest time walking around the Citadel because you
Yeah.
yourself are human.
Also,
Well-
she wouldn't be aware she's done poorly on her stealth. It's not really well, unless she's like falling over or something. In which case she would be
She's
aware.
yeah.
But as far as she's aware, she's stealthing. So, after would she take that extra precaution?
No, she probably wouldn't. She keeps moving along. Like,
Okay.
she has the address on her Omni tool, like, tracking.
I was going to ask, by the way, could Darren make sure Chen doesn't get into too much trouble whilst following? Or
Yeah. I mean, I don't think. Yeah,
Alright.
that's fine.
Could I make a perception to see if he notices that she's kind of struggling with the whole blending in thing?
Probably.
Okay, so make a check then.
Crystal Chen, you do notice that when several people spot you,
fail.
yeah, you can fail too.
Okay, yeah.
You
I
notice
don't anymore.
when several people spot you, they immediately, either get out of your way or they give you a salute as you pass by. Clearly, they recognize who you are.
Me or him?
Crystal Chen.
You.
They don't
Chen.
pay much attention to you. Crystal Chen.
And she's trying to, as much as possible, just keep track of the faces of people who salute.
Yeah, nobody that I would think necessarily recognize. I don't think you recognize anyone in particular.
Photographic memory.
No, just have like a basic idea of the percentage, maybe
Percentage?
percentage of people who might be helpful in a getaway situation. Like if she were to pretend to be the other Crystal, then see
It
if
seems like about 80% of the people recognize you, if that's what you're asking. 80% of the people seem to recognize you.
and how many of them would be saluting.
Maybe less than that, maybe 70. I would say 70% of the people seem to know who you are, and I would say about 40% of the people salute you. Roughly. 35 to 40% of the people salute you.
Okay, so it's relatively hostile. Not so much, but hostile. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, just keep going. Keep
Okay.
walking after Aya. I mean, she's so tall. And with all the armor and
Yeah, the robot arm and everything.
it'll be difficult.
That's why you didn't blend in, 'cause you went out in your armor.
Darren's
Well,
touching up
rather,
on
I don't think
on
like
that.
any of us would have gone to the Citadel in armor because it's not a time of war and such.
Yeah, Darren's dressed casually. That's all I can.
Also,
Yeah,
what
I
you
would
guys
be
wearing?
too.
What kind
I would be wearing jeans and a tank top, I think. Maybe a jacket over, like to hide their
Okay.
arm.
Okay.
But she's like freakishly tall, as they are mentioning.
Yes. Miss Chen! Miss Chen! You hear somebody call out to you, Crystal. And there appears to be a human couple walking towards you. The woman is dressed in a very elaborate gown of some sort. She clearly is a high society kind of a woman. And her husband is this big burly bear of a man. And they seem to be dragging by the scruff of the neck this teenage, I would probably say this teenage Solarian, a teenage Solarian by the scruff of the neck. And she says, Miss Chen, I have a problem. This Solarian tried to steal my purse. The Solarian says, I did no such thing. I have no idea. I don't even know. I have no idea what you're talking about. And she says, Miss Chen, I demand swift justice immediately.
All right, I will take him to the CSEC office.
Good. See that the scum of the galaxy is completely ridden. We cannot have these ruffians running around, bringing down our beautiful city.
Sorry, out of character. Was the couple human or what race was them?
Human.
Human.
Would Aya have heard this?
I would say so.
She would like stop up and like kind of smirk, because then Chen would be distracted and just like, eh.
I would ask the same question, but considering my perception for noticing Chen,
Yeah.
you probably lost it.
So, Chen, are you going to grab a hold of the teenage Solarian?
Yes. And if does the couple go move away soon, or they're just waiting for me to show them that I'm taking the Solarian to?
Yeah, I think they're going to wait, and they're going to wait. I mean, they're going to say, thank you so much for everything that you do, by the way, dear, the woman says.
She just nods. She just nods at them. She doesn't say anything else.
I didn't do anything. You can't prove You can't prove it. You can't prove it. So do you have a hold of the Solarian?
Yes.
Okay, roll a strength check, because he's definitely like struggling. He's resisting arrest. Let me roll a opposed strength as well. All right. Well, I might fail too.
Critical fail.
Okay.
Shit is going badly for us right now.
You try to keep a hold of the Solarian, but he finally breaks off from your grasp, and he makes a run for it. The woman shrieks, and her husband chases after him. The Solarian, while not very strong, he seems relatively quick on his feet, and he runs around a corner, and the husband goes after him. The woman turns back to Chen and says, because she says, he's getting away.
She goes after both of them.
Roll a, I guess, strength running check. I don't know if there's a running skill, or maybe endurance. Might be
There's stamina.
Stamina. I would say stamina.
There we go.
Nice.
Nice.
I think in story she probably didn't grab onto him on purpose.
Okay.
If that doesn't make sense for the critical fail, then
Yes.
I will say it.
Chen follows after them, and she actually manages to catch up to both the Solarian and the husband. The husband is huffing and puffing. He's very physically strong, but his endurance is not the greatest, and he's running out of breath. You run past him and manage to corner the teenage Solarian, and when you approach the teenage Solarian, he pulled out a pistol and he aims it in your direction. Don't come any closer. I know what you Cerberus scum will do to me.
Is the husband nearby enough to hear anything that she says right now?
No, her husband is still huffing and puffing. He's just trying to catch up. He's a bit away behind you. I'll shoot, he says. I swear to you I will. I know my rights. You and Cerberus took away all of them, though, but I know I still have them.
She half kneels down, so she lowers her stance. It's kind of a gesture of submission, but not to appear less hostile to the person, not as a I surrender kind of motion.
Okay.
So she says,
What did she say?
just a question, just one question. Did you steal from that woman?
He says, it doesn't matter. To you, we're all criminals, he says. And I know exactly who you are. Don't try to pretend that you're not. I know what you do to people like me.
She recalls from the video the way the other crystal's demeanor is,
Mm-hmm.
and she just ask him, do I really seem that way to you?
Roll a persuasion.
Persuasion.
That's under perception, I think.
Yes. At least.
Can I spend the metal?
Yeah.
So
Yes.
it would be 20. Oh, okay. 21 plus 10. I hope that is enough.
That is definitely enough. He begins to lower his gun down as he hesitates, and then he takes out the gun, and then this is probably gonna send chills down your spine, Crystal. But he takes the gun and then he aims it
No!
at his head. You yell out, and he says, "Let me go, or else I'll do it. I swear. Let me go. Let me go now, or I will shoot myself."
Shoot me here. Like shoulder.
You yell that out to him, and he looks very confused at what you just said. He aims towards your direction, and his hand is shaking. Meanwhile, the husband is starting to catch up. He thinks for a moment. Perspiration is coming down his forehead as he's aiming in a direction. Then
she starts to go move closer.
When you move closer, he puts it back to his head. The moment you move closer, he stops aiming at you and he moves towards his head.
You hate me, don't you? You hate me, don't you?
He doesn't respond verbally, but he nods. He nods. "I'd rather die at my own hands than at the hands of Cerberus," he says.
Come on, think.
Aya, are you following after Crystal Chen? I don't know if you're intervening or if you're even involving yourself with this necessarily.
Let's see.
If Darren noticed, he would have, but I think due to my crit fail, he
Yeah, I
probably
don't think you would have noticed this is happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you guys want to do something, try it. But otherwise,
Because of your metal, I don't think that because you used your metal, I don't think that he is willing to shoot you, no matter how much he hates you, but it seems like he's ready to shoot himself.
I'm gonna try to she's gonna try to disarm him.
Okay, roll a strength.
So she
I
took-
guess that would be melee or brawling.
Wait, hang on.
Okay.
Like, she didn't Jen tell him to shoot her in the shoulder. Like, due to her persuasion and metal stuff, wouldn't he, like, kind of maybe trust her to do that?
Oh, so she. I thought
Like,
that
before
used-
she had said you hate all that stuff about you hate me, don't
I
you?
thought that when she was using the metal, she was using her persuasion for him to not shoot. I guess to not shoot her, and now she's trying to tell him to shoot her.
Well, actually, I was trying to get him to answer the question.
Yeah.
I really need to know the
You
answer
want-
to that question.
If he'll answer the question, that's fine. When you get closer to him as you're trying to disarm him, he will say, "No, I didn't do it. Not that you'll believe me anyway."
Yeah, then she's
Are you gonna try to disarm him still?
Yeah.
Okay, roll me either a strength, melee, or brawling, or I'll even argue a dexterity sleight of hand. That could work too. Whichever one you want. 13.
And
But it's
Roll an
crit
opposed.
failure.
Oh, it's a crit fail.
That stuff. That's kind of.
I-
I don't like this system.
Yeah, I don't
Sorry.
like that either.
I
don't
want
like
to
it
use Can I buy like just a regular fail, not a critical fail or something?
Well, you can ignore the critical fail completely by spending a Paragon or Renegade point, is what I've had people be able to do.
Then Paragon point.
You'll use a Paragon point, so you roll a 13. You roll a 13 and you manage to remove the weapon from his hand. As soon as you do that, in desperation, he falls to the ground to his knees and he starts to burst out into tears. At that point, the husband has arrived, huffing and puffing. He says, "We've got you now."
She hugs him, but like with her back to the husband, and just whispers in his ear. It says, "Play along, play along."
You hug him? Okay.
Because I need to get close enough to whisper.
Okay, you grapple him, I guess, and he's very frightened and he's very confused at what you're saying. And at that point, the husband says, "We demand swift justice, Miss Chen."
Do you question my authority and my abilities? Please leave the matter to me.
"Fine," he says. "You're gonna get it. You're gonna get it now," he says to the Solarian, and then he hobbles off, still gasping for air. The teenage Solarian boy is still in tears.
I try to do the same thing as I did before, just act like she is taking him to the CSEC.
He does not resist this time. As you are taking him, he doesn't resist.
And she just pretend, as long as needed, to have the couple be out of sight.
Yes, that's fine. You are able to drag him along so that the couple is no longer in sight. What do you do?
I take the pistol from the teenager and just let's go of him, and says, "Here, justice served."
"Why?" he says.
"Justice. You didn't do it."
He looks at you suspiciously. "There's gotta be a catch. There's always a catch."
"I took your gun, didn't I?"
Without saying a word, the Solarian, still with a look of surprise on his face, runs off. He looks back in your direction once as he's running off, and then he continues running away.
And once he's out of sight, Crystal moves into like an alleyway. There is something like that, and tries to dismantle the pistol.
Sure. Roll a mechanical. The pistol is, of course, Solarian make. Are you trying to sabotage it so it won't fire again?
Right.
I'll say that you managed to do that after... It takes you a little bit of time, but you managed to eventually do it after some time.
And salvage some parts from it.
Sure. You can probably get enough parts to make a mod or two out of it.
This is where Aya would stand out, would take, like, to step out and say, well done, Chen.
Crystal's a little bit startled. She wasn't aware that Aya came back to watch the show.
I guess Aaron's probably behind them then, since he was following Aya. He's not going to say anything since he's still hiding, but
she's a little embarrassed. But she doesn't say anything. Maybe just hand the parts to Aya.
Alright. Now, I'm going to go hack into security, so if, like, get back to the place and make sure that they are all right. Also, like, make sure Darren isn't getting into trouble. He's always getting into trouble.
Wait, out of character, didn't he just show up?
No, he's still hiding.
Darren didn't show up. Darren's not with you right now.
He's in the area, but you guys
Yeah.
don't know where he is.
He's probably looking for where you guys are, not that you know that he's out and about.
Well, he knew where Aya was, he just didn't know where Chen was, so...
Okay?
So can I come with you?
I'd rather not. It's better if you don't. It's better like if they find who's doing it. It's better that they only find me and not all of you. Especially you. Unless... Maybe we can actually use you. Maybe we could just walk into CSEC and demand the information.
Crystal doesn't say anything. She's thinking along the same line, but she's ambivalent about this power that she has now.
Of course, it would be a problem if we walk into you, but still, like, we could use that and then maybe actually kind of implicate their Chen and get her done in by Cerberus, so we don't have to do it. Yes, I like this idea. I like this idea. She will. I will calm Lun.
Okay, Lun, you're getting a call from the communicator.
Hello?
Lun, could you put Tips on, please?
Yeah, I'll go find him wherever he is. Go look for Tips.
You look for Tibs. You will end up finding him. I guess he is probably in his office. And he will knock on the door and you'll hear him say, "Come in."
Sorry to disturb you, sir. There's a message here for you.
You are Lun, I believe.
Yeah.
Thank you, he says as he takes the communicator. Tibs here.
I might have found a way that we can solve your Chen problem.
I'm listening.
By utilizing the fact that we have a Chen, we could walk straight into CSEC, get the info, leave traces that Chen is doing non-Cerberus work, and thereby getting Chen taken out.
Sounds like a good plan. We would just have to be very careful with it.
Of course
Do
we
you
would.
think that your Chen will be able to be convincing enough as the Crystal Chen here?
I will take a look at Chen.
I don't know.
Think of the people that you want to save, and everyone. Think of the people back in the vault. We kind of need you there in this.
It's a different universe.
Yes.
This is... We are so far off course.
Yes.
Are you willing to put her at that risk? Knowing that if she doesn't fool them, you can be put into serious trouble if they find out that she is an impersonator.
I could just be a distraction. We do not have to go in together.
No, but rather than... I won't do this unless we're certain we can do it. Maybe we can... Maybe I will hack my way into their systems, and that way we might be able to leave traces that Chen is bad. It's difficult.
Whatever you do, I just ask that you don't do anything that can trace back to us.
Do not worry about that. Of course, we are not a pure group in any case.
True.
By the way, can I roll to see how much of this I've hid?
Yes, roll perception. Because eventually I think you'll find them. Yeah, I would say that you will be able to find them just in time to hear the beginning of this whole conversation with him talking to Tibs. So
So I
you're
already
you're
did half it,
you're
yeah.
hearing it. Lun, you're also hearing this too because you're in the room. So what is your call? Tibs asks Aya.
I will look at Chen again. This is your call, Chen. Do you want to try this, or should we maybe wait till later until you maybe learn some more about their Chen first?
Do not go, of course, too far. We have our people to save. They have theirs.
Fair enough. I'll go to the internet cafe now. Then, Tips. I'll call you later if I'm successful. If you don't hear from me within the next 4 hours, then assume the worst.
Oh, I mean, Crystal will follow Aya to the internet cafe, just not the plan to go straight to CSEC and impersonate the other Crystal, the other Cerberus operative. She wants to help with her current skills, not as a con person.
Yeah. What does Chen have in
The
decryption?
problem with that is, Tibbs says, the problem with that is you're going to be recognized wherever you go,
Yeah.
including at the internet cafe.
So we like
Right now, Chen,
people
you're like
separate.
Chen. It doesn't matter. You look like that, Chen. So, if you follow me, then you will implicate me no matter what, and something. Right now,
Out of
you're a
character.
liability.
Go ahead, Crystal. What
Yeah,
were you saying
out of character? Remember that the Citadel DLC in the beginning where Shepard was on a mission with the impersonated Alliance officer. What was her name? Like
I remember her name. I forgot. I mean, I remember who she is. I just forgot her name.
She was in
Briggs or something.
Yeah.
I think. Briggs, I think.
She was in the air duct, or
Oh, I don't remember. It's been a while.
and
I don't
Shepard
remember.
has to distract the CSEC officers around the place so that she can get past the locks or the video cameras.
Yeah,
I'm thinking about. Like, Crystal can just distract people's eyes since people are going to be looking at her. Then
Yeah, but that doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
You could do that.
Since Aya is so tall and exotic.
Okay.
Be more exotic than Aya. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then also a medic in case the gunfight breaks out. That's my gamer thinking.
Yeah. All right. Fine, Chen. You distract them while I do the thing.
Yes, Captain.
All right. We will move to, unless Darren reveals himself, we will move on.
No, he's gonna keep hiding for now.
You guys, okay, so Aya is going to make her way over to the internet cafe. Lun, I appreciate your patience. We will hopefully get to you back to you soon. You guys make it to the internet cafe, and there again is the person behind the counter will take you to a private room where you guys can hack into a terminal. Darren can be like nearby, I guess, somehow. Somehow he's hiding, unless you want to make yourself appear right now.
Crystal going separately.
Crystal's going separately somewhere else.
Yeah. They're not together.
Distracting people.
Yeah.
Okay.
He'll position himself outside of the shop itself. He's just going to look for anyone who appears to be shady or whatever.
Okay. So Aya, now that you're in the terminal, you can start doing your decryption skills. The way this is... oh
Boom,
my
there we go.
gosh. Nice. Very nice. You managed to hack into CSEC quite easily, actually. And that, with a 28, you definitely have access to finding a number of records, at minimum, the records of the four of you.
Yeah. I will pull the records of the four of us, plus whatever records she can find about her family.
The information on Chen that you are able to pull up is very similar to the information that I've already given out already.
Yeah.
Cerberus, yada yada yada. There really doesn't seem to be anything in particular that...
Nothing that might make us able to
yes.
implicate her.
Nothing that necessarily that would be able to implicate her, as that you can see. It seems like one of the records are showing that that President Timothy is seriously considering having her stationed at the Citadel proper, to being the woman in charge of that particular area of the galaxy. So that's something that might come up sooner than later. As for Darren, you do find out that Darren is deceased, never married. His background is, again, very similar to the real Darren, or not the real Darren, the Darren that you know of.
That is the real Darren.
He's had a history of getting into a lot of trouble, especially when he was younger. He was part of a gang, and just, not like harmless stuff in the sense that it's more like anarchist things, but not like outright, they're not stealing from people or, murdering people. It's just,
Out of character, our universe's Darren doesn't have a criminal record. He was never caught for anything.
Yes. He was never caught for anything. This Darren, however, is a little more sloppy.
Just figured I would.
And a little more sloppy, as in he got shot in the face.
Yes.
Yeah.
Lu Falan is currently on Rannoch. She and the rest of her people are trying to rebuild on Rannoch. There is nothing on her file that says that she is biotic in any way, shape, or form. Her record seems to be clean. There's nothing really eye-opening about her record. Aya Rowlett, she was a soldier who fought in the Reaper Conflict War. Unfortunately, she lost her life while defending her home, defending her hometown, wherever her home is, from the Reaper threat. She is survived by her parents, who are still alive, and apparently your parents are living on Earth right now. As for your brother, Tadashi Rowlett, he also is deceased, unfortunately. He was a member of the Alliance, and he was on a ship as an N7 Navy doctor during the fight on Earth. During the big fight on Earth against the Reapers, he was on one of the ships that unfortunately got shot down while they were trying to allow Shepard's ship, the Normandy SR-2, to land onto Earth. That was when he got shot down. I will also allow you to look up files on other people that you might be interested in looking up
Well,
files
her
for.
uncle, for one, the one that you've never mentioned, even though he's major. But anyway, her uncle, who Takahiko, who is, at least in her universe, known to be as a high-ranking Alliance officer, like at least lieutenant, sergeant, something like that. Whatever. I don't know, military thing.
Yes, your uncle is alive. He is still a high-ranked Alliance officer. He also resides on Earth. Actually, that is where your parents are living right now. They're living at your uncle's house. After they lost their children, after they lost their home, because you were trying to defend it, they lost their home, they lost their house, they lost everything, and therefore they ended up moving to Earth, which is where your uncle now lives. And they're living with him.
Right. She will then look up information on Dane.
Dane is a Dane here has a background in. I'm trying to think if he has the same background as he does with the other galaxies. No, he does not have the same background. Dane has a background in politics. He was a politician, governor, slowly rose up in the ranks to eventually gain higher positions within the Alliance itself proper, until finally he became the head of the Alliance here, as you know him now.
She will look for whether or not he has connections to either the Blue Suns or to Cerberus.
It does seem to that he does not have any direct connection to Cerberus. As far as the Blue Suns are concerned, there are rumors within the file that say that he might have accepted some bribes from the Blue Suns on a number of occasions. None of these could be fully proven, however.
She'll then look up the rest of the people on her list. Like the list you sent me.
Yes, let's take a look. One of the people on the list is Octavius Victrinus. According to his record, is deceased. He was killed in action on Palaven. Then there is
Timaeus
Danimus. Timaeus Danimus is currently incarcerated on a Cerberus facility on Earth. It looks like it's a Cerberus facility on Earth. It looks like it's a semi-mental institution, actually. A semi-mental institution.
Okay, and then
which was the next person?
Alabon Finston.
Alabon Finston is a gentleman who he disappeared a number of years ago. He disappeared approximately around 5 years ago. He was a scientist, and he was a scientist, a biological scientist, married, has one child. Other than that, other than his bizarre disappearance, nothing else comes up in particular. It doesn't seem like he had any relation with Blue Suns at all that you are able to find. It didn't seem like he had any relations with Blue Suns. Seems like your typical family man. However, his unsolved disappearance, might be interesting.
She will look up information on the various gangs. She'll look up information on Omega as well, like how it is there and such.
Omega is pretty much as Morden explained it. It's there is a large force of Geth there who are acting as members who are trying to keep the peace. Arya has long lost control of Omega. Reports are saying that Arya is spending her current days drunk somewhere on the Citadel, wasting away. Almost the way you see her in the Omega DLC, like she's kind of spiraled from that since she was kicked out of Omega, just like she was in the Omega DLC. There seems to be a lot of criminal records of people on Omega, mostly people who are trying to organize demonstrations against President Timothy, and there's just files and files and files of people that have been arrested. Sometimes some of which have been killed on the spot because they were out of I guess self-defense, because they were endangering citizens, I guess, and was refusing arrest.
Yeah.
Anything
okay.
else?
She'll look up if there is information on any high-ranking Cerberus people that should be important. Like, see if Chen in this verse has any special contacts or anything that she can find.
Dr. Chen has any special contacts? I'm sure she has contacts with other known agents within Cerberus. I don't think that there's any names in particular that is significant to the story per se. I can just shout out numerous names, but I don't think it's going to have any significance to the story.
No need. She'll just grab as much info as she can before.
Okay. Lots of juicy information.
Yeah.
Lots of juicy information. Okay. All right. So you finish up. You believe that you managed to leave no traces as you are hacking into C-Sec's computers.
Yeah.
And what do you do?
Well, she, apart from pulling all this information, she will leave a slight trail that will make it look like Chen was the one pulling up information. As well as making it kind of look like Chen has relations to certain incarcerated alien individuals.
Okay. Go ahead and roll up. You need to roll for that. Is there an actual hacking skill, or is it just decryption?
Yeah, but the hacking is against AIs.
Okay.
Such.
So I guess
it's a combat skill.
So I guess decryption. That would be fine. To try to alter. Oh well, yes. Oh, wild die. So yes, you believe you're able to leave some very incriminating information on C-Sec's systems that could easily point to questioning Crystal Chen's loyalty or her competence. That would probably put a big damper to her credibility. Yes.
So then I will simply leave, and I will go out and find Chen and move away. Probably spotting Darren standing right outside the shop.
This is so Aya,
No.
you just did.
Let's not do that. Let's not have Aya come over and just move out separately. Let's not have the security cameras capture any footage of interaction.
Aya will walk out of the shop and just leave.
That's fine. I'm very excited, Dark, because your actions that you just made is definitely going to affect the main squad. Definitely going to messing around with Crystal Chen's stuff, and yeah, I'm very excited to see how the result of this.
It's all part of my grand plan.
So you guys, you leave. Darren, you've seen all this information, I would say. Wait, no, you're outside the shop. You're not.
I have downloaded a copy of all the information I pulled out.
I was just saying that he was just watching for any shady individuals, but when she comes out, though, he's not going to bother to hide. He'll actually wink at her.
I will stare at him and then just signal to move away.
You guys make your way back to the hideout without any problems. Lun, you will see the three companions return.
What happened?
He froze.
Well, Luna, you might tell us.
Yeah, when you were looking up Luna's files, Luna was definitely female and still is female in this universe.
Pardon?
Well, anyways, I pulled out some information on all of us. Let's see. Me and Darren are both dead. Chen is, of course, Chen. And then, well, you're a girl.
You're boring. You're just normal.
Yeah.
I
Except the part that
is badass.
You know, no, you didn't actually kill your mom, and you didn't change your gender. You're just boring. No tragic.
You're not
no
even
tragic.
military.
Yes,
Come
no
on,
tragic
Luna.
history. No angst. Just
So
By
this
the
is-
power of angst, I will acquire these fangirls.
So this is the universe where Luna is actually happy. So
Yeah.
Okay, anyway,
So-
sorry.
Yeah. And let's see, I got some key info on some bad guys and some good guys and some... Yeah.
You'll get a call. By the way, it's Trissy that you notice on the line.
Oh, right, I forgot about you.
Thanks a lot. So, boss, I got the stuff, she says playfully.
Perfect.
Where do you want me to drop it off?
Well, there's this games shop where there's a Hanar. Like, you might want to come there and like so tell the Hanar that she will look for tips.
Oh,
Tell
there's no, like, awesome password or anything I need to give him?
Oh. No.
Well, that's disappointing. What
But
kind
you
of,
might meet someone. here.
Okay. Now you've got me curious. Let me just ask. There isn't another Darren down there, is there?
Of course there is.
No, really? Oh, dear Lord. Oh, so how are the two Darrens faring down there? I can't even imagine what that must be like.
Come here and you'll see for yourself.
I'm afraid. Okay, I should be there soon. Send me the coordinates. Oh, do you want me to pick up any snacks along the way? I managed
Oh,
to...
yes. Let's see, as much booze as you can carry.
I'll see what I can do.
Yes. Finally, I haven't had a decent drink in years.
Is
Yeah,
Darren...
Darren, your sister wants to talk to you. Not you, Darren. The other Darren. There you go.
Darren looks slightly confused. What's upstairs?
There's two of you?
Yeah, he's a good guy.
That's crazy. Oh,
I'm the good-looking one. It's okay. You won't get
please
stitched up.
tell me there's another of me over there to balance you out.
Yeah. Unfortunately not.
Oh, great. Oh. Well, I'm sure the rest of our group must be loving this. Anyway, I was about to meet you guys. Do you want any snacks?
I'm good, thanks. So you're spending all my money on food, is what you're telling me.
Well, yeah, after living the way that we were living before in the vault.
Good point.
They've got different flavor. Did you realize that they have more than 5 varieties of cheesy poofs over here?
Get all of them. We need to see the difference.
Of course. Yes, absolutely.
It's for science.
Trissy out. And she hangs up.
Yeah, I give it back to him then.
Lynn holds out a hand to Iron and goes, "Give me my file.
I can give you a copy of your file.
Give me a copy and then delete the copy you have."
I've already read your copy. You're awfully boring in this universe, except for two places on your upper body.
Am I the
Captain,
only one who's completely lost here, or
Yeah, Chen, what is it?
we have a timeline to follow.
True. Um, let's go to get let's go get Tibs. He needs to see all of this.
Okay. You guys
I will
get a meeting with in front of Tibs, and he says he sees you guys there, and he says, "So, did you find anything interesting while you were thumbing through? You didn't get caught, did you?"
Of course not.
Very good.
And
I'm impressed.
And I took care of your Chen problem.
Did you?
Yes.
I'm all ears. What exactly did you end up doing?
Well, I made sure that she seems to have some very peculiar connections to incarcerated aliens and some quite not so great idea, like things happening for a so-called killer of, like, so-called right hand of Cerberus.
Interesting. So you've incriminated her.
Yes,
That's
basically.
both. That's in the long run. That's very good. In the short run, that means we have to move very quickly before she loses complete credibility.
well, I can try and
Crystal,
disguise.
Also, I found some files on people you might want to get in contact with. She will hand him the files on her parents and her uncle, especially. Like, these people, if they are anyway similar to how I know them, they should want to help you.
They're living in Canada, Earth. That's actually perfect. Are you only giving him the files of the your parents and your uncle, or are you giving him all the files that you look?
I'll give him all the files, including Lun's.
Okay. He goes through. Wait a minute. Timaeus Danimus, incarcerated in a mental facility in... Oh, this is bad. Miss Aya, he says, I'm going to have to ask you for a favor. I helped you get these files, and so
well,
I guess
technically, I helped you get these files.
you were the one who wanted these files in the first place.
True
Although
enough.
the fact of the matter that this particular file was amongst them, I have to admit, is mutually beneficial.
You want me to break him out?
Yes, I do. He's one of us.
Okay. This is very awkward because in my universe I killed him.
Oh, well, you've got a lot of catching up to do, I guess. I don't think he's ever mentioned you personally.
Well, from what I can see, he would have no reason to, since what he did in my universe apparently hasn't happened here.
I guess I'm not going... I guess I can...
You don't want to know.
I gather that from your tone. Very well. Whatever the case may be, this Timaeus Danimus is not the same Timaeus Danimus from your universe. As long as we make sure that is clear on the table.
Yeah.
We do need him, though. He was one of our special agents who got caught. We've been trying to find out his whereabouts, but it seems like you were able to figure it out for us.
Yeah.
That facility, he says. Normally I would send one of my own group over there, but considering you have something that can help us gain access to that facility, he turns towards Crystal Chen's direction. I asked you before if you were willing to put your friend here at risk, and now I'm going to ask you again, as a favor.
It's all up to you, Chen. Do you want to rescue this person? Or not? Do you want to help me? Or help these people? We might as well, since we're waiting for them to fix the dimension machine.
If you do this, he says, and if we're able to execute this successfully, we should be able to do it with very minute casualties, if at all. If you can somehow gain us access into the facility and release Timaeus, then we can do so cleanly with you.
What was the worry that you had before? That you had to do it quicker?
My worry was that I even before I was looking at Thais Danimus's files, I figured that we might be able to take advantage of the fact that you are in every shape or form, at least as far as everybody else in the galaxy is concerned, Crystal Chen. So if we are going to use that advantage, we need to use that before the real Crystal Chen loses her credibility.
She appears very angry, like more visibly angry than she usually is. Looking like she's always like with a scowl, but she's
Yeah.
she's more angry.
Are
She's
you
not
mad
saying
at me,
anything.
Chen? Are you?
She's not looking at you. She's looking at Tibs.
Okay?